Hello, welcome back to our MekHQ playthrough, Raven Acquisitions. Last episode we had a nice little battle, and in this episode we're jumping straight into another. We're going into the engagement here, and our goal is to destroy or rout 50% of the following forces, Alliance Up 4, FedComs. So we're going to give that our best shot, see if we can't get it done quick. The enemy is still dominating in terms of the morale here. So the more victories we can get, the better off we'll be, I think. So it looks like two fairly heavy enemies, and we should be able to get right on top of them and get this over with quickly. Now, do we get control of the battlefield afterwards? It will. We will. So let's deploy like this. We'll deploy like this, that, and that. There we go. We got some fire support and the Warhammer. We've got the Ostrok, which is not too bad either for a little bit of fire support, couple of lasers. And we got our little speedy boys, the Phoenix Hawk and the Grand Dragon. Funny, this Grand Dragon is still floating around. I would like to replace it at some point, but we'll keep using it for as long as we need to. The pilot is one of our better ones. All right, skip and skip. Question is, how good are the enemy pilots here? These are FedCom heavies, so they might be pretty decent. Let's take a look. 4.5 and 5.6. So average and somewhat rookie. So let's get the P-Hawk into the cover there. Get this Grand Dragon up here to flank a bit. The Ostrok. He'll become the target if the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, he'll become the target for this thing. So let's do that. Then the Warhammer can go like this and turn. So the Ostrok's going to be the main target probably, which is alright. It has a little bit more armor than the Phoenix Hawk does. So let's start some shooting. The Grand Dragon can twist and probably shoot at the Archer. Yeah, decent numbers on the Archer. Good numbers on the Archer with the LRMs. Right now we twist. And we can fire our lethal weapons. Give them a couple of barrels of PPC. The Ostrok takes some SRMs, but not much else. And the first blows of the battle have been delivered here. So the Warhammer, the whammy, is going to back up because we need to sink some initiative here. The Ostrok is going to do the same. The Grand Dragon can run and get up here for a possible kick to the head. And the Phoenix Hawk is going to jump into the rear arc of the Archer. The Archer should have rear facing, if that's a regular Archer. Yeah, it has rear facing mediums, but the Grand Dragon is a better target. So he'll probably go for the Grand Dragon. Done. And then the Ostrok is going to, again, be the alpha target here for this Stalker. He's looking pretty decent. His left arm's a little bit Well, left and right arm a little bit whittled down there. Of course, I don't think the Ostrich has very much armor on its arms to begin with. That's why they're always getting shot off. I wouldn't mind upgrading from the Ostrich either. Alright, so a couple of kicks. Kicked in the center torso and kicked in the leg, and he's down. The Ostrich isn't my favorite mech, especially for like a 60-tonner. Oh, he just completely left himself open, so the whammy's going to stay still. The Ostrich is going to walk right here, and the P-Hawk is going to go like this, getting a little bit of cover, just so he's not the main target. And then the Grand Dragon can go like that, can go like that. He's going to run no matter what, so there we go. All right, twist. But there are definitely some mechs I would like to upgrade, like sell off eventually. Maybe once we finally get that third lance going for the third company. And I think we're going to just unload. Hang on. Let's do this. One PPC, and then the shorter range weapons, we'll give them the machine guns because it's free. Let's throw in the small lasers too. Done. And I think the stalker is, yep, he down. And now we give a kick and hope for the injured leg. He's down to 2 armor on that leg. And they have the initiative. So we'll have to move our whole team. And then the Ostrich will run up here and fill in the gap. And the Warhammer will go right there to discourage the archer from coming down here to try to kick the Phoenix Hawk. Alright, so 1 large laser. Done. PPC. Plus an LRM. Then we've got, I'll give them just 1 large laser. Then the whammy has some forest between, so he can't really do much. And the poor archer just took a leg hit, so he's going to be slowed down. And he lost initiative. So we'll move the Phoenix Hawk up here. The Grand Dragon will go here for a kick. The Ostrich will go here for a kick. And the whammy will go right there for some partial cover. So we're just going to fire off the large laser on the Phoenix Hawk, hope for a leg hit on that bad leg. And we'll fire our small weapons. Again, hoping for some more leg crits. And again, the small weapons. Yeah, he's down. There's the leg. That might even be the other leg. So we'll just kick and kick. His right leg's gone. So he should, well, let's go say he should eject, but Grand Dragon will just stay there. The Ostrich will go right here. And the Warhammer will stay. In fact, I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to fire my SRMs only. Crit seeking. And again, we're just going to fire some SRMs. I don't want to blow it up, but I will kick it. Maybe he'll have to eject this time. Nope. And the enemy's here now. Well, let's skip. Three total head hits. Let's use the medium laser, a couple machine guns. Just really looking for head hits at this point. One medium laser and an SRM. And then we'll do, there we go. Right torso's gone. Skip. Maybe he'll eject now. There he goes. All right. Victory. And we're just trying to maximize any kind of salvage we can get there. We need the money. We control the battlefield. We have mechs that are looking pretty clean. So we get 60% of 2.4 million. That's like what? Like 1.7? 1.8? 1.1, I don't know. Or 1.1 like 6 maybe. Right. The pilot, we don't actually, who knocked that down? I think it was the Grand Dragon that took the leg out. So we'll give it to the Grand Dragon. And finish. There you go. You were involved in combat for the first time. Congratulations. 1.4 million. Cool. Go to the briefing room. We have no more fights lined up just yet. Advance day. We got some units returning from deployment here. So we're just going to mass repair everything. Select everything and go. Looks like we have some armor that's being worked on. That fire starter is going to be in the shop for a little while. Same for the javelin. The javelin. Parts needed report. Unfortunately, our procurement is being eaten up by all of this stuff here. That was probably a mistake to do that. But hey, we can check out the personnel market. And we'll pick up another veteran mech warrior. He's a 3-5. Let's open for some mech techs. Let's advance a day. Personnel market updated. Any mech techs? No, but there's another HR person who will hire. Just keep expanding the capacity. We're up to 18. Oh my gosh, we're up to 1,800 people. Mech admin transport and elite admin transport. Yeah, we'll hire you. Not sure how much better or worse you might be than our current. Let's sort by profession. Admin transports. Our current admin transport is only veteran, so we'll actually promote this one. So we'll change their rank to senior grade lieutenant, and they'll be in charge of basically whoever is the highest rank is in charge of that category when it comes to the admins. I got some pretty good admins here. Let's do a mass personnel training for admins. I want to do negotiation, I think. There it is. Spend. That's command. Transport, nope. Logistics, yes. and HR. There you go. And now we'll go up to admin, command, logistics, and transport. Okay. How's our area of operations looking? Pretty good still. The enemy's still considered dominating, so I'm expecting them to attack us at any point here. Check out the unit market. See if there's anything we want in here. Not really, because we're still trying to fill out third company. We still need a third lance. And I'm kind of tempted to go for like a city focused lance there. Very close range. Check out the hangar. Like these devastators and whatnot. We're not actually ready to deploy them yet. What is that? Cargo craft. All right. Let us activate this thing. We'll activate the ordnance transports. And everything else looks like it's in transit. Alrighty. Now the question is, why are these purple? Are they just under strength? Minimum complement? There we go. That's probably what's going on. This thing here. Higher minimum complement. I must have lost people, or they got pregnant or something. They might be on leave. I don't know. But let's select this thing and hire a minimum complement. Well, I can assign them a tech at least. We'll go with an ultra green. We'll advance a day. Huh, do I not have a way to, there, I can do a minimum complement for that. And I can assign them a tech. Why can't I'm confused here. Oh, it's a trailer. It's not even, oh, it's not even a vehicle. All right, you know what? Let's sell it. Can we sell it? There it is. Yeah, let's just sell it. All right, fine. It wasn't an actual unit. It was just it's an attachment. All right, so let's go into our support company here, Convoy, and we'll add in this thing here to give us some more cargo capacity. We'll advance another day. Look for some mech techs, admin HR. We really don't need any more, but I want to take him because he's a veteran. No mech techs. In the area of operations, still looking pretty cool here. We have completed all of our objectives here, but since it's relief duty, we have to stick around. I think it's not a raid. It's not something we just like jump in and do. And we have to do that until September 28th. So it won't be a little while. We'll advance another day. Go to the personnel market. No mech techs. There's a medic, but Not really helpful. Uh-oh, something. There we go. It generated this new scenario for us. Um, Aztecs. Oh, there's an aerospace. Let's take that with the Gotha. We will hire you, and we'll hire a technician to go with it. Look at that. Worked out perfectly. Let's bring our Aztecs to full strength and take a look at this unit we just picked up, Gotha. It's a 60 tonner, some pretty good weaponry. We need to assign them a technician. So we'll go with a regular tech, Sheila, and we'll put them in our aero supports. There we go. Now we have 2 aerospace fighters. And briefing room, critical convoy escort. This is a turning point mission, and we are only at 1 campaign victory point right now. So it truly is critical. We'll control the field at the end of the battle, and we have to preserve 50% of the convoy. So we either have to get to the edge of the map or destroy 50% of Op4. So who do we want to do this mission? Probably someone from First Company. So this Saladin is gone. The Battlemaster, the Orion, the Phoenix Hawk, Partisan. We want someone jumpy. So we do have the Grasshopper here. So let's go with Able Lance, good old dependable Able Lance. There you go. And that happens on the 14th, which is tomorrow. So let's advance a day. Go to the personnel market. Any mech techs? No. There's an aerotech. We'll hire the aerotech. I do love having technicians. Okay. So let's do this battle here. We just have to destroy 50% of the enemy. Stronghold sounds like a city. Let's do it. I don't really want to fight in a city, but a map that's 50 wide sounds like we can get through it pretty cool. Sounds like we have some options for getting a convoy through. Our convoy is not very good. They are these industrial mechs. So let's see what we got here. Oh, hey, that's not a city at all. It's an actual minefields, huh? Well, if they deploy, so we're deploying south and they're deploying in the center because they're trying to stop us. We'll go like this, maybe. So we'll do like one here. Oops, get out of my way. There we go. One there, one there, one there, one there. And on the other side, we'll go like this. My goodness. And we got one more. Done. Oh, we might actually drag them. What is that thing? Is that that's a flashman. And we will control the battlefield at the end. Cicada. It's a Vulcan, I think. Yeah, it's a Vulcan. Looks like a Shadowhawk and another Shadowhawk. Okay. Not too shabby. So we're going to deploy over here near our convoy. So we do want to protect them. Must protect. So we'll do like right there. This grasshopper is pretty fast, so put him there. We have a whammy. We have two whammies. I might just go straight up this side here and get into the open so I can use my PPCs. That Saladin, funny enough, would actually be pretty good right here in this scenario. Because even though there's this big old hill in the middle, there's like some nice open ground for hovercraft. Luckily, we immediately replaced the Saladin. Oh, there's an archer as well. Look at that. Didn't even see it. So we'll give him a couple barrels. I'll give him another one from Munajima. And then we have nothing for the Warhammers. All I ask. Look at that. I needed not eights and I hit both with nines. Both to the right leg. That's really lucky. Dang, the archer had 30 armor on his leg. The ARC-4M? Oh man, this is the 30-50 upgrade for the archer. And he took a head hit. He fell down. This was my favorite when I was a kid, when I was playing BattleTech. This was my favorite mech, the ARC-4M, because I loved the archer. I always liked the idea of doing long range damage, like in almost any game. But I also did archery when I was younger. What level is this? Level 3. That's gonna be hard to climb, but I can do it. But I did archery when I was younger, and I was like, wait, there's a mech named the Archer, and it does long range damage. That's like my two favorite things. So the Archer was like my favorite mech, and then the 30-50 upgrade was, the just a flat upgrade overall. I don't think it installed an XL engine or anything. Let's take a look at it. Systems. Yeah, there's no XL engine. It's just a flat upgrade because of the case. And they did it with endo steel and probably double heat sinks. Yeah, it's probably double heat sinks there. So we're gonna hit him again. I can't hit his leg this time. So we'll just give him 2 PPCs because he's got that partial cover going for him. The Vulcan, no, we'll just shoot the Archer. Yeah, the ARC-4M. That's exciting. This is really why I wanted to get into this era, because you start seeing they're still the same mechs, but they got a little something different going for them there. Just nice little quality of life improvements for the mechs. I think the Archer went down again. Oh, yes he did. Now I'm not saying the ARC-4M Archer is a particularly great mech or anything, but it does its job. The AI is not using it to the best of its ability here by having it charge up like this. It should be hanging in the back somewhere while these lighter mechs, like the Vulcan, the Shadowhawks and stuff, they should be out in front skirmishing. In fact, my Odin should be doing the same thing, but you know what? I'm gonna start getting him. I'm gonna turn this way. Maybe I'll do that and turn this way, and I can start backing up with Odin. There we go. All right, I'm gonna give this archer all 4 barrels. The grasshopper is gonna unload on the Vulcan. And Odin should be okay because of edge, even if he gets kicked in the head. Oh, speaking of Odin, Hiroshi Tanaka, the character that this one here is based on, my Mech Warrior character. Normally we have our games on Thursdays on my Discord, but we had a game last night, and Tanaka is dead. He died. He led his team into one last failure of a battle, and he died. We were, ouch. We were attacking a, so we're out in the periphery down south near Canopus and all that, and we discovered a partial warship kind of abandoned in the in the asteroid belt, and we were trying to get into it to see what kind of loot might be inside, and we ended up facing off with a bunch of. I'm gonna back these warhammers up a bit to keep using the PPCs. We ended up facing up with like a bunch of like automated mechs, like stuff from like the Star League when they were doing like drones, and they a bunch of like highly upgraded, customized chargers came pouring out on top of us and mobbed us. So I said, you know what? I failed you guys one too many times. So I ordered them to get out and I would hold the line, and I did my best to hold back the chargers. And it looks like Odin's okay. Skip. So I did my best to hold back the chargers. And I delayed them just long enough that our team managed to get away, the rest of the team. So it's going to be someone else's problem from now on, trying to figure out how to lead the unit. I'll roll up a new character, someone who doesn't have all these responsibilities. Archer goes down again. But yeah, his mech took his Shogun. He's driving around an ancient Shogun that we found in a scrapyard and fixed up. But his Shogun took 2 gyro hits in the battle there and went down. So he was basically laying on the ground, firing. Like he also lost his torso. So he had one arm he could prop himself up with. He lost all of his weapons except for the pulse laser in his mech's head. Back up. So he's laying there on the ground, propping himself up with his one remaining arm, shooting his medium pulse laser out of his head, just trying to keep the enemy distracted while providing like a video feed to the AI we've been working with. So there's like good AI. Hey, they hit a mine. There's a good AI and bad AI, and we're fighting against the bad AI. And I was providing like the our friendly AI with like a constant feed of the battlefield, so it could guide in a like a peacemaker nuke, whatever it was. He got to watch it come down almost right on top of his position. That was the end. Boy, if these if these industrial mechs could like not charge in like this and get themselves slaughtered, that would be pretty dang cool. These convoys are supposed to be scooting across the battlefield, not in here fighting like this. This is very annoying. Look at him. Look at him. That is so stupid. What are you doing? I'm just gonna hold still with a grasshopper. All right, cicada down. Odin's gonna fire at whoever he can fire at. How about this Vulcan? Give him 2 shots. And then twist. Sevens on the Shadowhawk. Yeah, I'm going to start burning some heat here to try to knock this Shadowhawk down so he can't kick this little mech. It's like, get out of here, bub. Oh. Meanwhile, the reinforcements, they're all just completely focusing on the cicada to try to finish it off. And it's like, fellas, there are some bigger threats on the battlefield right now. All right, Vulcan down. Shadowhawk down. I'll be happy. I mean, I'll be amazed if I can get these below 50%. All right, let's do the Warhammer right here. The other Warhammer can go like that. Odin's going to have to move up a bit here so I can actually see what's going on. And then the Grasshopper will stay where he's at again. He's got a decent position. Okay. What's going on down here? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a catapult. Oh, it's a K2 catapult. It's got the PPCs. Can it not jump? I guess not. That's why he's just kind of hiding behind that river. Well, I have no shots with my Grasshopper. Skip. The enemy is pretty good at hiding when they need to. Let's hit, I don't know, get this thing out of the way here. Let's go for the pack rat. Give them all 4 barrels. Then the Warhammer. Twist. And we're going to shoot at this fella here again. Throw in a medium laser just because we have the extra heat to do so. Done. Custard. I was wondering, I was looking at that guy's nickname. I was like, is that Custard? His nickname is Custard. All right, Odin, I think Odin's too high to actually kick that archer. The archer's down in a little bit of a hole there in the ground. Yeah, look at that. Is he? How does his armor look? He didn't really take many hits there. He's gonna stay still. I'm gonna have him skip, and then the Warhammer will move forward 1 hex to make room for the other Warhammer. There we go. Then the Grasshopper is going to jump over here. Jump over here. Nope. Jump here. I don't know what's going on here. What am I doing? There we go. Get him on the high ground. I have the high ground, Anakin. Don't do it. Let's twist and shoot at the Vulcan on 5s. And we're going to do the same thing here. Need 10s, 7s. And let's do it. Oh, I just accidentally fired the PPC. He gonna be hot. All right, 2 PPCs here. 2 PPCs there. There we go. Shadowhawk down. Vulcan down. Shadowhawk has a double gyro hit, so he's Dunsky. Okay, Vulcan destroyed by damage. He got kicked. Power Man down. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And what is the... They're at 64%. We need to destroy another 14 before we can call an end to this. Okay, so Odin is going to... I don't even know what I can do with him. I can back him up this way, maybe. No. He's just going to stay still. He's really only contending with the archer anyhow. So I can jump. What is that? Is that an enemy? No. But there is infantry here. I can jump right here. And then the warhammers are going to stay still. Cicada down. Shadowhawk down. That might be the 14% that we needed there. So we're just going to shoot at the archer. We're going to overheat. Going into the red. Then this is a Draconis Combine Wasp. Did he hit a mine? Did he land in the mines? I think he did. Well, who are we shooting at? Shadowhawk or the pilot? We're going to shoot at the Shadowhawk. Both barrels. Well, somehow every time I hit ammo on a mech, it's always empty. Well, not always, but... Oh, well, there went the engine and gyro on the Awesome. Oh, wow, the Awesome goes down. The Awesome's gone. I need to find Odin a new ride. Well, it was bound to happen eventually. Kick the foot platoon? Why not? Alright, are they at 50%? They are at 37%. So let us do victory. And we will hit done. We lost the Awesome. Hopefully the pilot's okay. We retain control of the battlefield. So he's inoperable, but maybe he's not a total loss. Hey, Tanaka's okay. He's fine. Would have been funny if he would have died there right after he died last night in the real game. All right, let's assign some kills. So the Cicada died to mines. The Shadowhawk died to one of these Warhammers. We'll just give it to that one. The Archer died to Tanaka. No, the Archer died to the Grasshopper more than anything else. And then the Vulcan died to the Grasshopper as well. Okay. So we reached north with so we preserved two of these, so it's 1 and 2 is what was preserved. And actually no, they don't reach north, but I do preserve them, and then I force the withdrawal. So we do win the objective, even though we don't get the main thing, because there's no penalty for failure on this one here. But we get +1 points, we get plus another, so we get +2. And we won, but at what cost? Tanaka's going to be out of action for a while. So go to the next day. You got any mech techs? There's a mech warrior. Look at that, a 2-3. Yes, yes, please. And looks like I'm going to be repairing for a while. So look, we're 45 minutes in. I'll start handling all of this stuff and maybe go forward a couple of days to get us closer to a mission. And in the meantime, I will see you next time.